Okay, it seems like my recording is all set up and the audio is working, so let me get this started. I noticed that people on Facebook were having issues because of the activity feed and being spammed and whatnot, so I decided to just do a quick screen capture video showing you how to hide people from your feed that you don't desire to see on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully this will help people who want to prevent from being spammed from those who post a lot of photos or updates throughout the day. Someone told me they edited their settings and they were still getting spammed, so maybe there's something that maybe you're missing that we can go over. For this, I'm going to be using not my actual Facebook account. I'm going to be using one of my extra accounts that I had set up eons ago for playing games. So it's a perfect sandbox for, checking out the settings and showing you how I would hide someone from my timeline and whatnot. So here we go. Let's go to Facebook. As you can see, I am logged in here as Lua Phillips, which is just my old cat's name. So we see that on here. Obviously, I used to play games. I'm going to go ahead and hide this. If you ever want to hide your chat, you can go ahead and do that. I know that they introduced some of this weird, like, activity feed stuff in the chat, so I don't know. Anyway, back on target, if you use the gear hit options, you can actually hide the sidebar if it's annoying for you. Back to the focal point. So, for example, if we want to no longer see posts from a person on our feed, let me check one thing here. We are on top stories. Facebook defaults to top stories. Normally, I prefer to check for most recent. So if you ever want to see the most recent updates on your timeline dashboard, you're going, I want to say dashboard, I should say newsfeed. I'm used to using Tumblr, so I refer to dashboard. So on your newsfeed, you're going to click the drop down arrow and you're going to select most recent if that's what you prefer to see. I know I do personally. So you can see that there are many posts from people I've added as friends for games, people I really don't know personally, so except for a small few with reason. So let's say I don't want to see any more posts from, let's try this person with games because it's a good example. They post a lot of updates about games. They play Mafia Wars. I don't think I've seen anyone play Mafia Wars in a very long time. Now, what you can do about this is you can say, I don't want to see this. This is spam. You can unfollow Mark or hide all from Mafia Wars. Now, if you just don't want to see anything from Mafia Wars at all, no matter who it's from, you would select this. If, say, this was actual spam, then you would go ahead and hit this is spam. Like if someone were trying to fish for your account and just they continually put crappy stuff on your feed. I don't want to see this. We'll just immediately hide this. This post is now hidden from the newsfeed. Undo. Well, we still have one from the same person. So let me undo this. Sometimes they ask, why don't you want to see this? And you'll get a prompt. Why don't you want to see this? It's annoying or not interesting. I think it shouldn't be on Facebook, or it's spam. Spam will obviously flag it for spam. If it's annoying or not interesting, there are no steps after that. Normally, when you think it shouldn't be on Facebook, I think they prompt you to make a report. So, for example, let me just hit this and see what happens. And yeah, it'll prompt you to make a report. What's wrong with this? It's rude, vulgar, uses bad language, it's sexually explicit, it's harassment or hate speech, it's threatening, violent, suicidal, or something else. It's none of these things, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. None of these things are a problem for me. So I'm going to go ahead and undo hiding it from my newsfeed. I'm going to go back to the drop down. Now, if you want to essentially just hide all the information from being updated to your newsfeed from a particular person, when you've added them now, and generally when you interact with them on a regular basis, not only are you friends, but you're considered following them. And that's usually a default thing that happens when you add a friend on Facebook now. So what you're going to do is go ahead and unfollow Mark. You will no longer see posts from Mark in the newsfeed. And that's exactly the mass quantity amount of just hiding one particular post to all those posts from one particular person. So now I'll no longer see Mark Pinkston on my feed. Oops. And again, if you want to go ahead and answer the prompt, but obviously I don't really have a huge problem with this. Why don't you want to see this? It's annoying, you're not interesting. I don't think it should be on, you can follow those steps. Normally, I would just leave it at just, I'm going to unfollow them and leave it at that. The person poses no personal problems or qualms with me, so I really don't have a need to go any further than that. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh, and we're going to see if we see anything else from Mark Pinkston. Let's see. And there, I don't see anything. Hold on. Whoop. So we'll go back down. I no longer see anything from that particular person. All right. So, yeah, there's nothing left in there. This is about where we were last time. So let's see. I only unfollowed them. I did not remove them from my friends list. Oh, maybe I was removed from his friends list at one point. Apparently we did play games together. However, it does say that I'm following him. So I unclick that. So obviously, when you are friends with someone, let me find someone I'm mutual friends with. Let's try this guy. Alright, so this is another person I happen to be friends with. When you go to the friend selection to someone you're with, that sounded like it came out wrong. When you go to select the friends drop down from someone that you are already friends with on Facebook, there we go. You're going to see you can add them to other lists. Generally, you have close friends, acquaintances. You can unfriend them if you no longer want to continue the friendship, or you can get notifications, which would prompt any updates from them to show up here. So, for example, get notifications. They don't really specify how often, which used to be a thing. So let's see if there's under here. Nope. So, okay, we no longer have an option to select how often or how important of updates we can pick from for a particular person to get notifications. So instead of doing that, you'll see that I'm friends with them. That's checked. And I am also following them. I'll check. So this right here, this symbol right here, represents a feed. And when you follow them, they attach to your feed. Let me go and open this in a new tab. So every person who's posted on their timeline puts out a specific feed. And when you're friends or you are following them, their feed will be relayed on your timeline. So when you are friends with someone and you don't want to follow them, such as you would be in this case, you would just simply go to their profile and unclick it. The same method is, you're friends with this person and you want to get notifications. Check the drop down and see if you're checked, because more often than not, you'll find that by default, you're going to be getting notifications and be following them. So if you want to remove yourself from seeing everything that they've ever posted, since you've become friends, you can uncheck this stuff and it will no longer be available to you. And of course, the quick and easiest way to make sure that you are no longer in contact with someone that you don't find that you get along with, or just are no longer friends with, is, unfriend them. If someone you don't get along with, you can block and report them. You will no longer see anything from them, ever. Now, if for some reason you decide that you've had a change of heart about blocking someone, you give yourself, you're giving each other kind of like a forced timeout. Don't even want to assume that the other person exists. We're going to go into settings, and we're going to, well, we see my email there. I'll probably have to edit that out. Or actually, I really don't care that much. Blocking under your settings, and you will see a list of how to manage that. You've got the restricted list. When you add friends to your restricted list, they can only see if the information and posts that you make public. Facebook does not notify your friends when you add them to your restricted list. You can block users. Once you block someone, that person can no longer see the things you post on your timeline, tag you, invite you to events or groups, start a conversation, or add you as a friend. This does not include apps, games, or groups that you both participate in. You should note that while you both are in the same group, you both will be interacting in the same group, but you will not be visible to one another. So you both could be commenting on the same thread within the same group. However, you will completely disacknowledge that the other exists because the post won't exist on your screen, if that makes sense. So if you're like one of only a few people commenting, it may look like you're only talking to yourself and another person and completely ignoring another. It may confuse the people outside of that blocking interaction. So just bear in mind that you won't be visible to the person that you're blocking and vice versa, but the people around you that are also participating in this blocking process may end up being a little confused. Block app invites. If you get a surge of app invites, like game invites, things from Facebook that you're not interested in, and this person is continually sending you stuff, you just don't want to have anything to do with it, although you just don't want to have to get rid of the friend or, cause drama, just say, I don't want any more invites. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the name of the friend in this field here, and it'll block them from getting any invites or sending out any invites to you specifically. So you won't have to actually ignore the person. You can actually just block that so you don't have to see it. Block event invites, same concept, only it has to do with events. If someone is mass spamming you event invites and you're just like, I am never going to go to this thing, I'm not even interested in what you're trying to make me participate, just add the name of the person who is managing the invites and that is sending them to you, and you won't be a problem anymore. And then you can specifically block the name of an app that you just have no interest in. You just don't want to see it, don't want to deal with it, don't even want temptation. This is the place to do it. Now, if you have anything on these lists, obviously it will show up. So let's see. Generally, when you block someone, obviously I don't use this account very much, so I'm not terribly concerned. Say I want to remove the block from this person. you just go ahead, their name would show up here under the list. After you filled it in, you can hit unblock and it completely removes itself. I do believe when you're specifically unblocking or blocking people, that you have like a 24-hour period of when you can block the same person again. So if you're just trying to be sneaky and Facebook stalk someone, you know, you have to wait 24 hours in between. The reason I know that is because I have personally unblocked someone after a long period of time, just to be like, you know, whatever, I really don't care about this person. I just want to clean up my block list. They're not causing problems for me. We're not contacted anymore. You know, maybe later down the line we can find a resolution to our issues, but, you know, let bygones be bygones. I realize that there should be like a 24-hour span in between when you can unblock and reblock them. So, for example, I honestly don't know or remember who this is. This could be someone that was just spamming, or their account got hacked, and I was just trying to safeguard against it. So if I went ahead and did this to unblock them. Okay, so I was corrected. Are you sure you want to unblock Christina Maria Gibson? Whatever. They may be able to see your timeline or contact you depending on your privacy settings. Tags you and that person previously added to each other may be restored. You can remove tags of yourself on your activity log. Please remember you'll have to wait 48 hours, okay? So 48 hours, I was wrong. It is not 24 before you can reblock that person that you're trying to unblock. Okay, so maybe you do this thinking you're going to have a change of heart, and then you realize that was a mistake. I want to put them back on block. You're going to have to wait 2 days to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm because I have no idea who this is. I don't even think they're going to be a problem in the future. And now you'll see that I no longer have anyone in my list. So if that gives you some insight to what to do when you want to hide or remove people from your feed, this would be the way to do it. Also, another thing to note, a lot of people end up getting tagged in photos that they don't want anything to do with. If you hit the drop down, like here's a perfect example, it's right here. I have no idea who this person is. It's a picture of a watch. It has nothing to do with me, but they tagged me as an effort to try to probably cater to me as a possible consumer or have an interest in this particular watch or whatever. I don't know who they are and I'm not interested. So what I can do is I can remove the tag and I won't be tagged in it anymore. However, let's see. No longer trying this post. This post may still appear in other places on Facebook. I don't want this on Facebook. And this would be what you would do if it were, I don't know, something to do with you and you wanted to report it. I don't have a problem with it, so I'm not going to report it. But if you're to want to hide it, you can do so that way. I think that covers all the bases for hiding things. So I'm just going to go ahead and call it good. I just wanted to share with you ways to try to remove things from being seen, because I know it can be annoying having to see stuff like this all the time. This is why I have a separate gaming account. Just, you know, for the time when I was actually playing Facebook games. I really don't anymore, so it's not really an issue for me. So if you want to manage the type of things that you're seeing on your feed, this would be the way to do it. And then let's see, edit settings. This is new to me too. Edit newsfeed settings. Hide posts from friends. Update who you follow. Matt James. I don't recall. This may have been one of the people I already hid from. Okay. So we can go ahead and close that. Learn more. And if you don't already know how to adjust what you see in your newsfeed, this would be the place to go. People forget that they can go into the Facebook Help Center and find out instructions on how to deal with newsfeed and timeline. I will try to leave a link in the description below how to get to your Facebook help for newsfeed. So this link right here will be available to you, and it will explain how to adjust. And if there is anything that I can't fully explain to you, then it should be gone over here in the help section. Anyway, I just want to put this out there real quick, although I'm pretty sure this just ran super long, 20 minutes long to be, or 21 minutes long. So I'm going to cut this off here. Thanks for watching. Bye.